is Papa John's Cubs pregame live.
For the fourth time in 5 games, the Cubs face a former Cy Young Award winner on the opposing bump. Today they square up against Cliff Lee and Ryne Sandberg's Philadelphia Phillies. Chris Russin starts for the North Siders. First pitch scheduled for just after the top of the hour right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Well, welcome to Papa John's Cubs pregame live. He is Todd Hollandsworth. I'm David Kaplan. Boy, Jeff Samardzija gets staked to a nice lead. It's a beautiful day at Wrigley, and he just runs out of gas.
Well, he runs out of gas. He makes some mistakes in that big inning, that big 6th inning. They scored 4 runs early. They were being aggressive, overly aggressive, and the inability to make some adjustments right there. That's what stands out, yes. But at the same time, Cubs have got to find a way to defend Wrigley Field. We've watched it all season long, certainly better at the beginning of this year than it has been of late. But finding a win at Wrigley Field has been hard to come by. They've got to turn it up a notch.
All right, for more on today's game, let's go to the ballpark. Bring in the great broadcast team of Len Casper and Jim DeShays. Guys, I'd love to hear both of your thoughts on what is it that Jeff Samardzija is or isn't doing that he gets a lead, he looks unhittable for 4 or 5 innings, and then for some reason he just can't continue to navigate the opposition. What is it?
Well, I don't know that there is a it. I think from one game to the next, it may be different things that play into it. I think yesterday the heat had a lot to do with it. It was 96 degrees out here yesterday. That may have been a factor getting through the middle innings. He was pretty efficient, so you wouldn't normally it wouldn't be an issue. But when it's close to 100 degrees, it's a little different dynamic. And again, 3rd time through the order, he had not pitched from the stretch very often. They put a little pressure on him, and he just did locate. He elevated the fastball, made a couple of mistakes with the split finger pitch, and the Philly hitters took full advantage.
And the one thing as we get into September that we'll have to keep an eye on is he's in uncharted waters here in terms of innings pitched, number of starts. Last year's shut down in early September, so I know he wants to get to 200 innings and finish strong, and we'll see if he's able to do that.
Len and JD, happy last day of August. First of all, what are we looking for in September from these Cubs? Besides the wins, besides the losses, what should we be keeping our eyes on?
I still go back to Starlin Castro, #1, and Anthony Rizzo, #2, and then Samardzija obviously in that mix as well. But Starlin's not going to hit 270 even this year at this point. It's going to be very difficult maybe for him to even hit 250 with the amount of at-bats he's piled up. But he had a couple of doubles yesterday. I think having him and Rizzo feel good about their last month of the season at least going into the winter will be huge.
Yeah, obviously that's probably the most important thing to focus on in September, those 2 young guys and how they move through this final month of the season. And then 2, for me, Ryan Sweeney coming out the DL, get him some at-bats. He was so good before he got hurt. Brian Bogusevic, another guy I want to see get a lot of at-bats. They're veteran guys. They're not kids, but, you know, they've got a good chance to be a big part of the mix here next year.
Theo and Jed have been very transparent. It's a process. It's going to take time. And after July, it could be a little bit painful last year and this year. As you head into the final month of the season, what would both of you say? Fans, you can hang your hat on this, that this has gotten better in the last 2 years.
I think the #1 thing is look at AA, and the Cubs with 5 postseason All-Stars. That team's going to go to the playoffs. Daytona will be in the postseason. I know Boise still has a chance to do it. So at the lower levels of the minor leagues, and now they're starting to matriculate into AA and AAA. You've got the guys like Baez and Soler, who I know had a setback with the injury, but Chris Bryant. We may see some of these guys at the big league level as early as next year.
Yeah, and that's the same for me. It's all about the minor league prospects right now. High ceiling, high impact guys potentially down on the farm. There's a pretty good cluster of them, 8, I believe, they're going to the fall league, and 4 of those kids rank among the top 50 prospects in all of baseball. So the Cub farm system looks very strong right now.
Guys, have a great broadcast.
Thanks.
There it is, Len and JD. They'll have the call for you just after top of the hour. All right, entering today's contest, Cubs have played 67 games at home and 67 games on the road. Away from Wrigley, 31 and 36. However, at the friendly confines, 25 and 42. Abysmal. That's the fewest home wins in the National League. They're one of 5 teams with a worse record at home than they have on the road. The others, Minnesota, Houston, the Mets, no surprise. Shockingly, the Texas Rangers on that list.
Well, it is. If you want to talk about the Texas Rangers for a second, it's just based on their pitching and kind of their offensive style this year compared to last. That doesn't surprise me a whole lot. But you look at the Cubs this year, what stands out is the inconsistencies on offense. Cap, 78 quality starts this year. We're in August. Last day of August, 73 quality starts last year. Got to put it on the offense on this one. It's just been flat out way too inconsistent. You've seen moments. You saw it yesterday. You say, oh, we scored 5 runs in the ball game. You scored them early, and then you went flat against the Philadelphia Phillies.
Same as the deal against San Diego last week.
Right. Then you go flat against them. The ability to add on, the ability to execute late in ball games, it's been there at times when they've played from behind. When they've been out in front, you've seen them fall silent like you did yesterday. So, again, that's just screaming inconsistencies on offense, and that's been a huge part of the problem.
All right, manager Dale Swain was asked if he could put a reason on why his team has struggled so mightily at home.
For whatever reason, you know, at home, I think we struggle late in the innings as much as anything at home. Obviously, we've been shut out quite a few times lately, but, you know, even that, you know, we struggle late in the innings to score any runs and to add on is the big thing here, which we seem to do a little bit more on the road and add on runs and do some better things on the road this year, you know. So random, who knows? Like I said, there's, you know, last year was flip-flopped. It was completely flip-flopped, and you know, for whatever reasons, you know, they're hard to put a finger on. You know, those are things that you just don't understand sometimes, but there's no rhyme or reason to it.
You played in this ballpark. It should be an advantage. Day baseball is something they deal with all the time. The opposition rolls in just for a few days, so it should be tougher on them. What's going on?
Well, it really is. I mean, I think it's the offense. It's just that. When I was here many years ago, I mean, you saw it. This time of year, Wrigley Field is very offensive. You see a lot of runs scored. It's not so much about who's starting, quality of pitching. You'll see it break down at night games, day games. It's just a fun place to hit in the summertime. And when you have an inconsistent offense or you have pitching that is just holding on to leads and you can sense that they feel that pressure. Even Jeff Samardzija, looking out at him yesterday on the mound, is exactly what I saw. I've got the lead. I'm kind of giving it back, but you're not feeling like, uh-oh, here comes the offense to pick me up again, which may help him get through an additional inning or two. What's going on is the leads that the staff has been given, they feel as though, and you can almost read it in their body language, got to hold on to this lead. If I give it back, we're in trouble.
All right, Jeff Samardzija cruising along until the 6th inning yesterday. Then things went south in a hurry. Phillies put a 4 spot on the board. This was a tough play that Junior Lake cannot let that get by him.
Well, he can't. I mean, you've got to understand the circumstances there. The lead, you know, he's trying to make a spectacular play, but as an outfielder, he said it all along my entire life. I tell my kids this: you're the last line of defense, guys. If you're going to dive, you got to keep it in front of you. But it was quick, Cap, and that's just it. You know, you look at what happens. 1-0 pitch to Franzen, triple. First pitch to Michael Young, single. 3-1 fastball to Chase Utley is going to be raked for a triple as well. I mean, it was fast. It was furious, and Jeff, he couldn't get out of the middle of the plate. That's simple.
Yeah, you talked earlier in the newsroom with me about location where Deanna Navarro would be set up outside, and he wouldn't miss just by an inch. He'd miss by a foot and a half.
Well, you saw it right there on Chase Utley. I mean, that's a great example of it. I mean, that was a fastball low and away that missed low and in, all the way across the plate. Chase Utley, who's had the Cubs number here of late, he's gotten some big hits and big RBIs. Huge mistake. I mean, it's to his strength. He pulls the ball. He loves to pull the ball, and he's got a quick bat, so you can't make that mistake there.
All right, Nate Scherholtz had his 20th home run of the season yesterday. He's given the Cubs power for the right field position, and he has turned out to be perhaps their best signing.
Well, I think so. He's had great at-bats most season long. I mean, he's gone through little hiccups here and there. I mean, everybody does, but Nate Scherholtz, for me, has been easily the most consistent hitter on this ball club, everyday player. Great approach, and really, what's impressed me is his ability to pull the fastball. I mean, he's done it all season long. He's taken balls, cutters off the plate, kept his hands through the ball, and has just done it and stayed so consistent. And it's been a lot of fun to watch. 20 home runs. He said it. You've heard him speak it. You think back to his opportunities in San Francisco, and you saw glimpses of this, just never was really given that, afforded the opportunity to play every day. He's already got more at-bats this year than any other season.
All right, let's take a look at today's pitching matchup. Chris Russin, the lefty, will go up against another lefty, a very accomplished lefty, Cliff Lee, who celebrated his 35th birthday yesterday. Lee, 11-6 with a 3.07 ERA this season, been solid. As for Russin's last start, allowed just 3 hits, 4 walks, and 6 1/3 of scoreless baseball in San Diego. He'd get a no decision in the game that the Cubs lost in 15 innings.
Yeah, this should be a fun one today. Similar style. Obviously, like you said, a little bit more accomplished with Cliff Lee, but two lefties hide the ball pretty well. Cliff Lee does it. It's got the sneaky fastball, and he throws a lot of strikes. You're going to see it all day long. Chris Russell's done very much the same. Changed speeds and kept the ball down. That will be the key for Chris today, keeping the ball down. It's still warm out there at Wrigley Field. The ball's going to be jumping a little bit. He cannot live up at the top of the strike zone. He can pitch up there with purpose, but he can't make mistakes up there. If he's able to get the ball to both sides of the plate, working his cutter, I think he'll have a nice day.
All right, this will be Lee's 7th career start against the Chicago Cubs. If he pitches like he has the first 6, Cubs are going to have their hands full. 4-0 lifetime against us with a 1.77.
Yeah. You can't ease into this, Cap. I mean, this is it. Cliff Lee, you're not easing into it. Let me go out there and see what Cliff Lee's got today. You better, from first pitch on, be ready to swing the bat against Cliff Lee. He pounds the strike zone. He hides the ball well. Watching some of these video clips that we're showing you, what a great shoulder turn he has. He's throwing 89, 91 miles an hour. Occasionally, you'll see him up there at 93. He's not going to blow you away on the radar gun, but he hides the ball very well, and he pounds the strike zone. You've got to be thinking back through the box and thinking, put you in swing mode. I'll tell you, that's right. That's what you're going to do against Cliff, because he pounds the strike zone. When he misses just off the corners, and that's where he is going to live today. You're going to see more of it. Has been throwing the ball very well, coming off a strong start against the Mets. 8 innings, 5 hits, an earned run, 7 Ks, and it's a lot of that, just throwing tons and tons of strikes.
All right, time now for our Comcast Business Edge, as we look at the records versus each division for both the Cubs and the Philadelphia Phillies. Phillies have gone 28-26 versus the NL East, 12-19 against the Central, 15-15 against the West, and 6 games under 500 in interleague play. As for our Cubs, 10-14 so far against the East, 19-37 their own division, brutal. 14-20 against the West, and a surprising 13-7 in interleague play, giving the Phillies the edge. Comcast Business Edge is sports at the speed of business. All right, we have to take our first time out here on Cubs Pregame Live. After a break, we'll look at the starting lineups for both squads. Starlin Castro once again finds himself at the top of Dale Swaim's batting order, as the shortstop finally getting comfortable at the plate. Couple doubles yesterday. And don't forget, if you want to get a really good lunch, 22 minutes away from first pitch. Order your pizza right now, early dinner, papajohns.com your spot.
When the Northsiders score 3, get one free. After the Northsiders score 3 runs, buy any pizza online and get the second one free online at papajohns.com with promo code Northside.
Nobody does what Papa John's does.
Now, every day after the Northsiders score 3 runs, buy any pizza online and get one free. Available online only at papajohns.com with promo code Northside. Order now at papajohns.com.
This is corporate headquarters. As you can see, I have a unique business. How do I compete with the big boys? I've got this fancy business address, a marketing department, distribution center, got a great team, even a cafeteria.
That's mine.
From packing and shipping to printing and mailbox services, come into the UPS store for everything a small business needs.
I love logistics.
If you want the best of baseball all season long, Xfinity from Comcast gives you the best seat in the house. With MLB Network, you get live games 4 nights a week, plus 24/7 insider coverage and live look-ins every night. This is MLB Network on Xfinity. This is awesome. Sign up for the Xfinity HD Preferred XF Triple Play with MLB Network, or ask about other bundles starting at only $99 a month for 12 months. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
No food or drink.
Oh, just one more bite. This is a cool job. One more bite. How you guys doing? One more bite.
McDonald's new Egg White Delight McMuffin, made with deliciously fluffy egg whites at 250 calories. It's always worth one more bite, and always a good idea.
Build up big savings during the Menards Construction Sale. Dakota Panel offers a wide range of materials with everything from shelving and bedroom furniture to molding and planking, all offering style and functionality at low prices. With a sleek finish and durable construction, Dakota products withstand everyday life and continue to look great. And with our wide selection of colors and styles, you're sure to find the right fit for your home. Right now, all Dakota products are on sale.
Save big money at Menards. When we created the Acura RLX, we decided to take the other road. We believe luxury isn't about bling or flash. Courage invites critics. Go ahead. Future innovations are born from conversations. And sometimes the road that's less traveled is the one that surprises you. Introducing the Acura RLX.
Visit your local Acura dealer. Luxury, intelligently priced.
Ferguson Jenkins won 20 games 7 times and the National League Cy Young Award in 1971. That's why he is one of the boys in the Hall. For more on Ferguson and other Hall of Famers, go to boysinthehall.com. Celebrated by Subway, where winners eat.
Welcome back to Papa John's Cubs Pregame Live. Here are your hosts, Todd Hollinsworth and David Kaplan.
Cubs have dropped 6 of their last 7 games to the Philadelphia Phillies. 12 of their last 16 overall as they're plummeting in the standings. They'll try to turn that around this afternoon when they send Chris Rusin to the bump. First pitch rolls your way just at the top of the hour right here in your home for Cubs baseball, Comcast Sportsnet. Welcome back. Papa John's Cubs pregame live. Cap and Holly with you. Let's check out Dale Swaim's lineup for today's ball game. Castro back in that top spot again. Average sitting at 241. Darwin Barney has scuffled with a low average all year long in the 2. Anthony Rizzo hitting the 3-hole where he likes it. Donnie Murphy, who would have thought he'd be the cleanup guy.
8 homers.
Lake, Castillo, McDonald, Gillespie, and Chris Rusin.
Yeah. Well, you're going to see a lot of righties in there today. Again, hopefully they're ready to hit. And see a little youth there. I kind of like it. I like the approach against Cliff Lee. You know, you talk about knowledge and hitters feeling comfortable against the starter. There's not a whole lot of history here between this lineup and Cliff Lee. So, again, you're going in there. You can look at the numbers and say, oh, wow, Cliff Lee's out there and probably be awestruck. But, you know, you're in the lineup today. You've got an opportunity to be aggressive, and hopefully the youth will prove that today, because that's exactly what you need to do against Cliff Lee, is get in that box and be ready to hit.
All right, now Castro in the leadoff spot. In the last 9 times he's led off. He's reached base safely and has 3 multi-hit games in that stretch. Couple doubles yesterday. Maybe he's starting to get comfortable.
But you know what I extracted from yesterday's ball game, Cap? I really did. You know, outside of Michael Young wearing us out and throwing 4 hits out there, it's a former teammate of mine, watched him do it quite often, is the success that he had going the other way, and what Starlin seems to be doing just a little bit more of. Going the other way. Real simple. Keeping the hands inside the ball, letting the ball travel, putting together quality at-bats more consistently. I really do believe that Starlin, you know, fell victim to the big contract that he signed, and felt like he had to live up to it, and maybe some people got in his ear and said, you know what, you know, now is the time. And that's just such a dangerous card to play for such a young hitter. Now is the time. Now is the time you hit more homers. Now is the time you hit for more power. Now is the time you drive in more runs. It's on your time. You play your game, and you know what his game has always been. We go back to the 200-hit season, and a lot of it was just dunking and diving and base hits all over the field, and you're starting to see a little bit more of that right now.
Donnie Murphy has cooled off a little since his hot start, but his 8 home runs in August, most on the team this month. He is in the cleanup spot today.
Love it.
Yeah, I mean, amazing if you'd have set the start of the season, hey, your cleanup hitter at the end of August is going to be Donnie Murphy. You'd have said, who? But Donnie Murphy has taken an opportunity and run.
Well, he has. He slowed down a little bit, just like you probably would have expected. But again, you talk about the 8 home runs. And listen, this isn't 8 home runs in September baseball. And I mean, you just watched it. It's Steven Strasburg. He's carving up right there. He's put together good at-bats against some really good quality pitching. And you've seen power to all parts of the park. That, to me, is what's been most impressive. His stock clearly has gone up. I know we talk about this all the time, Cap. Taking the opportunity that's in front of you. Got to this ball club, was going to get a start here or there, maybe 2 a week, and now he's an everyday guy hitting 4 in the lineup. That's what this Cubs team right now provides for some, you know, we say DFA and some of the guys that have come on board, but again, that opportunity to play, man, you got to run with it.
All right, here's Ryan Sandberg's lineup for his Phillies. Young at third, Rollins, Utley, Ruiz, Ruff, Mayberry, Franzen, Bernardina, and Lee.
Well, Franzen's in there because of what he did yesterday, no doubt about it. He saw 4 pitches and had 2 huge hits, the triple and the homer. But Chase Utley's the guy that you really got to talk about, containing him. He had a big 2-run triple yesterday. Utley, oh my goodness, listen to these numbers. Last 15 games versus the Cubs, Cap, 442, 8 doubles, 2 triples, 2 homers, 17 RBIs. This season, 7 for 13. That's right, 538. I think most people know this, too. You look at the Phillies right now, you say Chase Utley's the one guy that you circle in the lineup, can't let him beat you, and yet he was such a big factor yesterday. Got to stop that.
Yeah, Jeff Nelson and I were on the phone today as I was coming back from the ballpark, and he said, you got to hear these numbers. And I'm listening to the numbers as I'm driving, and I'm like, Wow.
Why?
They are just eye-popping numbers of what he's been able to do.
Yep.
Crazy. All right, we're heading into the final month of the season. Manager Dale Swain put a lot of emphasis on finishing the season on a high note.
I think it's very important. You know, I think the last month is you know, priceless for some guys, especially guys that have maybe had a tough struggle or whatever, and obviously other guys are being evaluated for next year, and you know, even you know, guys are getting evaluated from other teams. That things happen that way during the winter as well. So, but it's you know, the adage of it's not how you start, it's how you finish is, you know, helps the winter a lot. You don't want to have bad Septembers and sit on that during the winter.
All right, is there a good carryover because you played for a lot of years? Do you go into September on a team up the track and really focus on it, or it's had a bad year, man, let's just get it over with?
All right, well, there's two lines of thought. I mean, that you know, if you're in a bad position, it's a bad September, obviously you want to separate the two. But typically, baseball players, the story's ongoing, and that's really what you see. For me, it always was that. You know, you get to end of September and you say, okay, time to go home, spend time with your wife and your kids and dote on them for a while because you've been married to baseball for so long. Most baseball players look at it as a novel. You know, the story continues. It might be a different chapter, but you're trying to pick up where you left off if it's been good. That's what's so important to the young guys, especially the guys that are going to get called up here in September. If there's any hope or any vision that they're going to be on this team next year, they got to get past the nerves. They got to get past the playing in front of 40,000 people every day. They've got to get past the name of the starter who's on the mound. I mean, these are all little hurdles that most kids don't get. I mean, you go from AAA and you get caught up in some of the name recognition and some of the prospects. But when you dig into the box for the first time and you look out there and you realize, wow, that's Cliff Lee. If you want to stay, you better get past that.
You better be focused.
You better be ready.
All right, Cubs look to wrap up the month of August with a win over the Phillies this afternoon. After our final timeout, we get Todd's award-winning keys to the game, and we both pick our key performer.
At Domino's, we take our jobs seriously because we know Americans order pizza when they're building, creating, and innovating. Without pizza, school projects and music albums might go unfinished, startups unstarted. This thing definitely wouldn't be working. No one's coming up with a world-changing idea over halibut. No way. It's always been pizza. So no matter what you're working on, get Domino's $5.99 deal. We can't wait to see what you do next.
I got it.
This Cubs Injury Report is brought to you by ATI Physical Therapy. Taking physical therapy to a higher level. Ask your doctor about ATI Physical Therapy. Get there.
It took 1 hour to think up an idea, 3 months to get a loan, 2 months to find the space, and 5 weeks later came the first return customer. It took 2 years to bring your idea to life. So why wouldn't you take 20 minutes to make your business better? Call us. If we can't offer you faster speed or better savings on your current internet or phone service, we'll give you $150 for your time. Get your Comcast Business 20-minute advantage today.
Unbelievable.
This is awesome.
Come on, really? I knew he was going to shank it.
I didn't shank it!
Seriously, what are we supposed to do with this? What if I just,
No.
Oh.
Come on, man.
No, don't do that. Sorry. He's really in there. That's slime dripping off? It is.
Yep. That's nice.
Wouldn't it be great if every situation had helpful notes? That's why at Great Clips, we have clip notes. Notes that say exactly what you like. So don't just get a cut, get your hair cut. Great Clips. It's going to be great.
Billy Williams hit 426 home runs and was a 7-time All-Star. That's why he is one of the boys in the Hall. For more on Billy and other Hall of Famers, go to boysinthehall.com. Celebrated by Subway, where winners eat.
Mr. Frady, welcome to the neighborhood. We know moving can be hard.
You guys live around here?
Yeah. It is a tradition if we give you something that you give us something in return.
Like what?
Just a quick picture of the ankle would be more interested in Ryan Matthews'
Did you guys jump over the gate?
Philip Rivers, is he going to get the protection he needs? Can we at least see the Lombardi trophy? Yeah. I took our fruit baskets.
The league is moving to FXX. Season premiere Wednesday at 10:30.
Net 10 Wireless Home Phone brings you the next generation of home phone technology. You get all the features you love, plus unlimited nationwide calling for less than $20 a month. There's no monthly bill or activation fee. Get high-quality service without a PC, internet, or landline. Setup is easy, and you can keep the phones and number you already have. Net 10 Wireless Home Phone. Home phone service for half the cost. Available at participating retailers nationwide.
Sports Talk Live, presented by Land Rover. Weeknights on Comcast Sportsnet.
Today marks the 135th game for the Cubs this season. They got to battle that guy through the first 134. They are 5 wins ahead of last year's pace. They'll try to add to that total this afternoon. And they battle Ryan Sandberg's Phillies and Cliff Lee stretching, getting ready. He's a tough pass. Time for Holly's keys to the game.
All right, here you go. I found it. This is how you get to Cliff Lee. 3, 4, 5. I'm talking about those spots in the lineup. Check these numbers out. 304, 312, 329 batting averages against Cliff Lee. Those 3 spots. The rest of the spots in the lineup, all below 225. We struggle with the guys in the middle, really. That's just it. Plain and simple. You're going to look to be aggressive today. First pitch, 353, 1-0, 486, 2-0, 333, 2-1, 394. That just tells you you're looking to be really aggressive against Cliff today. A lot of the best fastballs you'll see will be early in the count. If you fall behind, you might be in trouble. Second time through, Chris Russin, really going to be key. I really kind of picked up on this, and I know that this is a theme that most starters really go through. It's the second time through the lineup. What kind of adjustments you're going to make? He has the fact that the Phillies don't have a whole lot of information on him. If he comes out early in this ball game to his advantage, he should be very aggressive and get a lot of key outs, but it's going to be that second time through the lineup that's probably going to test him. And last but not least, late game magic. It's really somehow escaped the Cubs. I mean, even last year, I know it was a down year, but Cap, you and I talked about this really all season long. There's been that kind of that push in defending your turf and Wrigley Field. And I don't know, the club seemed like it was just better last year, and it seems to have escaped us again this season. You saw it yesterday. Again, a ball game that you felt like you had, and the offense went a little flat, and just no magic late in the ball game. So I'm hoping that something will happen today. Russin, Lee, and maybe some late game magic.
All right, time for our key performers. You get to go first.
I'm going to go Donnie Murphy. He's on fire. 8 homers in the month of August. That's my guy.
I'm going to go Darwin Barney. We'll see if a righty can handle Cliff Lee. Thank you for watching Papa John's Cup pregame live. Len and JD are next. We'll see you after the ball game, everybody.
Nobody does what Papa John's does.
Now, every day after the Northsiders score 3 runs, buy any pizza online and get one free. Available online only at papajohns.com with promo code Northside. Order now at papajohns.com.
Honey, you were right. Choosing Galaxy was a great decision.
Buying one window and getting the second for $1? I just can't stop smiling.
773-783-8300. Call Galaxy.
Oh, we single-handedly won that Cubs game. Okay. Without a doubt. None of that happens without us. Bottom of the ninth. What was the score? 4-3?
No, it was 3-2.
3-2.
Cubs are losing.
Cubs are down 3-2. I'm trying to get this "Let's Go Cubs" chant going, trying to get the crowd into it.
It wasn't the right time.
I know.
That's why you're terrible at starting chants, because it's all timing.
Anyway, Todd Walker comes up with a huge pinch hit single to put runners on first and second. This guy stands up.
Just stands up
and what'd you do?
Let's go, Cubs!
On the second chant, the entire stadium is right there with him.
Ben brought the energy into Wrigley Field. I mean, this is what the Cubs needed. Michael Barrett is coming up next, and he hits a ball to the right field corner. The Cubs went on a 2-run double from Barrett. All started from
"Let's Go Cubs."
This guy's chant.
From a simple chant. Let's go, Cubs! Let's go, Cubs! Let's go, Cubs! He single-handedly won the Cubs game.
Single-handedly, tri-handedly won the game.
It was the right time.
So what's the plan?
It's my favorite painting, and I want it back. So you in or out?
I'm in.
This is awesome. I got this.
It's her painting anyway.
Now, during the Ford Summer Spectacular, get an Escape with 0% financing for 60 months plus $1,750 bonus cash. Now playing at a Ford dealer near you.
Save big money during Menards Kitchen and Bath Sale. Add quality and dependability to your home with Broan. This bath fan with light and heater for rooms up to 65 square feet is $58. Or add a touch of style with this decorative fan for rooms up to 75 square feet in oil-rubbed bronze or brushed nickel finish, only $88. This 30-inch stainless steel Pro-Style range hood has a 250 cubic foot per minute fan and twin halogen lighting, $199.
Save big money at Menards.
appreciate it, man. I'm a big fan.
Me too.
This one goes out to a couple friends of mine.
When cold refreshment calls, Coors Light answers. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
It's Labor Day weekend, and we're set for Chicago Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet. A Cubs icon back here in the friendly confines, now managing the Philadelphia Phillies. It's Ryne Sandberg's Phillies against the Cubs. Hi again, everyone. Along with Jim DeShays, I'm Len Casper. A 6-5 Phillies comeback win in Game 1 yesterday. Partner, the Cubs are in a stretch they've never seen before, facing 4 former Cy Young Award winners in a 5-game span.
Yeah, it's been kind of bizarre, and we'll turn the clock back and take a look first at the L.A. series where they saw Greinke and Kershaw. Greinke as good as I've ever seen him. Cubs got to Kershaw, actually beat him on Tuesday. Halladay not back to being Roy Halladay yet, but Cliff Lee has been very good again this year. The 08 American League Cy Young Award winner was an all-star again this year. I half expect Steve Carlton to pitch for the Phillies tomorrow.
Well, it'll be Lee today for the Phillies, and Chris Russin, who's been in a very good stretch for the Cubs.
Indeed, he has. Over the last 4 starts, Chris Russin has been very good. A losing record at 1-2 due to a lack of run support, but a .150 ERA in those 4 ball games. He was really good last time out. But look at the numbers Cliff Lee has put up against the Cubs in his career. 6 starts, undefeated, 4-0 with a 177.
Game 2 of a long 9-game homestand. The Cubs right now 17 games under at Wrigley Field. They would like to improve that a lot. Yesterday it was the veteran Michael Young who won the game with a base hit in the 9th inning. Today the Cubs turn to their rookie lefty Chris Russin. Phillies and Cubs Game 2 next.
Maybe I should get that.
Maybe you shouldn't.
Brian Urlacher?
I'm back to defend you from DirecTV's latest offer. With DirecTV, your bill more than doubles after a year.
Not cool.
And they lock you into a 2-year contract that could cost you over $3,000.
That's a lot of cheese.
That's why the smart play is Xfinity. With the X1 platform, your DVR can record 4 shows while you watch the game live. Go long. Don't get sacked by DirecTV. Oops. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Incoming DeKalb dealer message.
Hi, Wes. I have your custom farm solution ready.
Welcome to tomorrow. Today, where breeding and trait innovations beyond imagination have taken root. Welcome to the possibilities of future farming, already growing at DeKalb. Strong past, powerful future.
And here we go, folks.
It's your favorite hot dog bun, mustard, and overpriced watered-down beer.
Are you sure you want to eat all that? Because you already weigh more than your team's batting average.
Let's just toast to our anniversary. Oh no, it's corked.
Let's just watch the game. I tweeted all of your friends to come over, but I guess no one showed up.
That's okay. I invited one of your friends too.
It's out of here.
Give a real anniversary gift this year. Escape to the Champagne Lodge in Willowbrook. Book your next special memory at the Champagne Lodge today. You know you deserve it.
Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all. BMO Harris Bank, helping money make sense. BMO Harris Bank, NA member FDIC. AT&T Uverse. Visit att.com/freeyourtv. Rethink possible. Ford. Check out America's freshest lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. And by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
Anthony Rizzo bobblehead day here at Wrigley Field. We got a huge downpour late in the afternoon yesterday and just some light showers earlier this morning, but we're fine. It's like partly to mostly cloudy. Sun trying to peek through as we get set for the Phillies and the Cubs. Chris Russin will take the mound, facing the Phillies for the first time in his career. And let's check out their Southwest starting lineup. Young had 4 hits, including the game winner yesterday. Rollins, Utley, Ruiz. Darren Ruff is in left. John Mayberry had that big throw to nail Deoner Navarro at the plate. He's in right again. Kevin Franzen is at first. Roger Bernardina plays center. Cliff Lee, the pitcher, will hit ninth.
Cubs defensively, a little different look in the outfield with McDonald in left, Gillespie in right. Junior Lake's the center fielder again this afternoon. Murphy, Castro, Barney, Rizzo handle the infield duties. Wellington Castillo behind the plate for our Lexus Pursuing Perfection starting pitcher, and it's Chris Russ, and he's made 8 big league starts this year. He's pitched well, 2-3, 2.64 ERA. Certainly has pitched his way into the conversation in terms of the Cubs rotation 2014 with the good work he's done so far this year.
Get your umpires. Jim Reynolds, graduate of the University of Connecticut, will call balls and strikes. Davidson, Wolcott, and Hoy are on the bases.
First ever start for Chris Russin against the Phillies. Last time out against San Diego. 6 1/3 of scoreless baseball. Allowed just 3 hits. Walked 4, punched out 3, and left in a scoreless tie. That's the game Andrew Kashner pitched so well for the Padres that ultimately went 15 innings. That man would prefer this one just go 8.5.
Boy, what a turn of events in terms of the weather. One of the hottest days we've ever had here at Wrigley Field yesterday. And it is breezy and mild and fall-like here today. Final day of the month of August. So it's Michael Young to start it. Russin ready to work. And we're underway, ball 1.
Phillies as a team hitting just .227 against left-handed pitching. The Cubs just a little bit better than that. Both of these clubs have had problems with southpaws. With Russin versus Lee, that is something worth keeping an eye on.
A wind and the pitch. That's a called strike. To make it 2-1. 2,356 career hits for Michael Young, who made his major league debut in 2000. And there's another hit, his 5th already in the series. McDonald will get it back in. It's a leadoff single. Well, ideal, I would say. Hitters might not agree with the wind blowing in, but 72 degrees. And that
beautiful day, yeah.
Light wind feels good.
Mm-hmm. Young's not a base stealer. He's just a line drive machine.
Switch hitting Jimmy Rollins, batting righty. 2 homers away from a milestone.